So the World Bank issues about $50 billion a year, and because we use the money that we raise in the capital markets to finance our sustainable development projects, all of our bonds are sustainable development bonds. And we've recently seen interest from investors in this purpose of the use of proceeds. So we're engaging with them on various topics. Some investors are interested in gender, for example. Others are interested in health. Others, of course, very well known, are interested in climate risk. And so we're really using the fact that everything we do is focused on intentional impact in the developing countries where we finance projects. We're using that as a way to engage investors around development challenges. So I think that the multilateral development banks, like the World Bank, provide a very good platform from investors, because we work in countries around the world in sometimes very challenging environments to design projects, working closely with our partners, the governments. We design projects that, for example, help boost education, primary, secondary, or projects that are focused on reducing pollution, mitigating climate risk, finding solutions to helping countries adapt to the effects of climate change. So we do a lot of the work on the ground. We have a very robust due diligence process, and investors can benefit from that by buying our bonds. So they don't take project risk or country risk. They can buy our bonds, and they can have an impact through their use of proceeds because of what we do and how we do it. Yes, so I mentioned that the World Bank raises $50 billion, and the World Bank has actually been issuing bonds for over 70 years now. And a very exciting new development this year was that in the World Bank Treasury, we worked to bring IDA, the International Development Association, to market. IDA has been around for 60 years, but until now has been financed through direct contributions from its owners, government owners. And this year we issued the first bond. It was very successful, 1.5 billion US dollars, and the demand was 4.6 billion, so we had a tough time cutting back investors, but fortunately they all understood that that's part of the process for a new issuer that's so sought after. And IDA will be issuing a few $billion a year in bonds, and the issuance program will ramp up over the next few years to about $10 billion a year. And that's a very good and new opportunity for investors to have an impact with their investments in lower income countries that until a few months ago they were not able to provide financing to through their bonds. So sustainable finance, and people talk about it a lot, the definition of it is actually investing in a way that meets the needs of today's generation without compromising the needs of tomorrow's generation. And I think the exciting development is that we're really seeing a transformation in the capital markets towards investors trying to use their investments to make a positive impact. So investors are becoming more interested in what their investments are doing, and just realizing that they have the power to decide what they want to use their money for. And of course, the financial characteristics of credit, interest rate, yield, maturity, all those things will continue to be important. But what I think is really exciting is this evolution where the next generation of portfolio managers will focus just as naturally on what their money is doing as they are on what the financial characteristics are.